You ever watch any of those prison dramas where those prisoners talk about the crimes they committed to earn their sentences? Well, there's always that one dude who says he was set up and that he never committed the crime. And all the other prisoners laugh because they've heard that excuse before. Because in reality, most of those prisoners that were set up weren't, and they just failed to take full responsibility for their actions, so instead they blame someone else or the system for their prison sentence. Well, what's funny is that we're not quite different from those prisoners that think that they were set up. In fact, we tend to blame other people, the system, or some situation for our problems, which kind of leaves us stuck in our own mental prisons, making it very difficult to create a life that we want. So in this video, we're going to break out of our mental prisons and go over this one key thing. So what is this key thing? Well, it's not choosing your own values. One of the problems of growing up is that we adopt the values of other people. This can include family, friends, religion, country, media, you name it. But here's the thing, adopting everyone else's values and not choosing your own will more likely than not cause you to live a life that is not for you. And it makes sense. You never gave yourself a chance to give any input in deciding what is important to you. So instead, you adopt all the external values you grew up with, which causes you to go crazy trying to chase money, status, Instagram likes, fame, etc., only to feel exhausted and stuck in the same place year after year. The thing is, you need to have the courage to choose your values and live by them. These are values not from your friends, family, media. These are values that you chose by yourself. Because in the end, when you're on your deathbed, you're the one that has to live with the consequences. And it's better to live with the fact that you created your own life by choosing your own values. One of the problems that a lot of people have is that they undervalue the power that they have in their own lives. They always think that someone else or something has more power to affect their lives. But the thing is, you have a lot more power in your life than you realize. And once you recognize it, you can create and choose your own values. Which means you can cut out people that conflict with your values, make difficult decisions, and also decide your life direction. But if you just adopt the values that were given to you, well, there's a good chance that you're not going to be happy since you never gave any input. And if you're still not understanding this, let me give you another example. Remember those group projects in school where you were randomly assigned to people? Well, once in a while you get someone in the group who is very imposing. They want their ideas in place, and if anybody disagrees, they argue about it aggressively. So in some cases, you let the person have their way. But you don't enjoy the project since you can't put any significant input into the direction or vision of the project. It's just not an enjoyable experience. Well, this is similar to not choosing your values and letting others dictate it for you. Listen, you are going to die one day, so your life is your responsibility. Not your friends, not your families, not even the president's. Yours. So it's better to take full responsibility of your life and choose your own values. We only have one life, so we might as well choose the direction that we want. And just in case you think I'm blowing smoke, here's a quote from Eleanor Roosevelt explaining this idea more eloquently. To be mature, you have to realize what you value most. It is extraordinary to discover that comparatively few people reach this level of maturity. They seem never to have paused to consider what has value for them. They spend great effort and sometimes make great sacrifices for values that fundamentally meet no real needs of their own. Perhaps they have imbibed the values of their particular profession or job, of their community or their neighbors, of their parents or family. Not to arrive at a clear understanding of one's own value is a tragic waste. You have missed the whole point of what life is for. If you don't choose what you value in life, external factors will do it for you, and it's unlikely that will lead you to a meaningful life. When you choose what's of value in your life, like great relationships, life purpose, etc., you can end up being happy with a lot less. Now, mind you, I know this is all easier said than done. So if you want help in creating or choosing your own values, then I would recommend seeing a therapist. It can be hard doing this all by yourself since you've been living a certain way for so many years. Personally, I couldn't see the false values that I was following for years, and I read a shit ton of books, was big on personal development, but the whole fundamental problem was I was walking blind by following the wrong values. So when I saw a therapist, they helped me see the blind spots and the false values that I was following. Remember guys, your life is the most precious thing you have, so if you have the opportunity to make it better, do it. So I would highly recommend seeing a therapist. And if therapy is not a financially viable option, then consider finding a support group. In my membership site, there is a support group to help each other out and also hold ourselves accountable, as well as help us see our blind spots. Now, some of you are probably thinking, but what if I don't know what values to choose? Or what if I get my values wrong? Well, my dear nerds, you have to take a chance with your one life, and you have to be okay with the feeling that you might get them wrong. And I think you'll be surprised with how often you'll be right. Anyway guys, that's it for today. Thanks again for watching. Please don't forget to like this video, comment, subscribe to my channel, subscribe to my email list, and guys, remember, you're not just any type of nerd, you're a charismatic nerd.